Welcome to the program. I am your happy healer, Keith Landy, for president. It's September 14th, 2019. It's great to have you here. So, let me turn that music down just a little bit. So, today I want to talk about the deep. Why is it so many people are afraid of the deep? How come they can't go into deep places? It's important to go there. So why are they so afraid to be there? We're going to talk about that. Look at this. Technology the way it is today. Where we've come from. It's so amazing to know just the journey that we've all been on together. And sometimes it makes sense to slow down and actually think about that and the deeper elements to all of this. It's also important so welcome. It's great to have you here. And I have my phone with me because I want to use it for communicating with you guys. So, if there's something you want to ask me, feel free to ask. Also, I have my phone number out as 407-984-5075. I'm going to keep the lines open as well during this show. So that if you ring in and you want to ask me any questions live, we are in the deep element. Anything is on the table in that element. We have to be able to talk about things, and one of the things, namely, that we're going to talk about is why can't we discuss things? Where is it in our minds? Where did we go? And where did we go wrong that we can't talk about things? My fellow Americans, we have to be able to talk about things. I'm sorry. If this relationship is ever going to work between us, we have to have communication and a standard on communication that is by none. We have to be able to stand up to one another and say the truth. And that means that we have to have open, honest dialogue. That works. That works. And it works. There's nothing that will work in place of a true, honest, and open dialogue. That is why your happy healer for president is smart enough, A, to run for president when you have the right answers and the special stuff that the American people want, that you can provide that you can help in those problems. What kind of an American would I be? What kind of a person would I be, knowing that I have the unique skills set in order to take care of our problems and lead our country to brighter, better, hopeful, honest, inspiring days. Think about it. We can be inspired again. We don't have to ever be living life as though the only option is the hell that we are seeing right now. And I contend it's hell. Why? Because we are seeing people lose themselves. We are seeing people unable to have discussions between even family members. That's why I say, how do we get into the deep? Because that's where we change things. That's where we have the best hope of changing the mind, when the mind is so stubborn and needs to be changed. I ask you this. What if it was true? What if it that I was a time traveler, and that I came from the future, and that what I know is what's going to happen if we don't do right, and that in the future you told me to come back here and to tell you, listen, and that I have your ear, you have my ear. We both hear each other from the future to now, and we speak to one another, and you say, stay at it. I will listen. I know I will. This is the truth. Just stay at it. And I say, I don't know, but your previous self, you were so locked into a thinking that just wasn't true. Yes, but now I can see. That's what you said in the future, and you said I can see, and I was wrong. Just try. You've got to try. Because if you don't try, then we're giving into this. We're giving into the way things are. We're giving into the hunger, into the desperation, the Debbie Downers that just refuse to believe that love can solve their problems. That's what they are, Debbie Downers. They think that only greed can solve their problems. Only greed. That you have to be the first one in there, take it before the other guy can. That this is the only way we'll ever be able to survive. If your own home operated like that, would you tolerate it? No. You wouldn't, because you want a loving home. It can't be the dog-eat-dog home world. No way, not in your own home. Why are we running our country like that? It could be so much more special. And people, they're not showing up to the human party. I want you to show up to this human party. It's a great party. And I love you. And I want you here. Why aren't you here? It's devastating. I need you here. It's more than a want. It's more than a desire. I need it. And we all do. We all need each other. And that's a beautiful thing. We should need each other. That's the plan. Internally, we always say to ourselves, nah, I don't need anyone. That's the biggest lie. We know that's the lie that Satan wants us to believe. He wants us to be alone, so that when we have to face his deception, we're all alone. We don't have any other souls to help us through that, and we can't be honest about our feelings through it. And so in our most desperate hour, when we need that support most, we're pushing it away. The very support we need, the care, the affirmation that other people in this world care. I mean, care. Have you ever gone to go get a massage, but then you know that person really doesn't care about whether that massage feels good to you? And instead that they're only motivated about the money, and because they're dialed into the wrong energy, they're not dialed into the energy of pleasure. They're not dialed into the energy of happiness and giving back and soul serving. Instead, it's a greedy energy. It can't muster up that much energy of its own at all. It's all just based on borrowed energy. That's how greed works. It's just one thing, the money in that pocket, that's it. It's sad. Have you ever gone to go get a massage? And you hope that money is enough to make them really clue in and say, I want to make you feel so good. I want your shoulders to feel so loose. I want your back to be so loose. And I'm going to just get in there so right. I've got those strong fingers God has given me. And I'm going to get in there and work it just right. And I'm going to stay tuned into your feelings. I'm going to feel when you go, it feels good. And I'm going to know where to do better at. And I'm going to know where your weak spots are, the areas I have to work on, because I care. That kind of care. You don't get that for money. People have to actually care to get that. And so when we give up our lives to the greed, and we're unwilling to go to the deep places that ultimately we need for balance in our lives, that's what we're doing when we go about a mental journey like meditation. We're trying to find a deeper place where we can find some solace, where we can make some understanding of this very confusing world and help people be able to sift their way through it. When you allow yourself to go into a deeper element within your own mind, you discover new things. But it's hard to discover anything if you're dealing with those negative energies that greed promotes. Greed, it makes you hate. It makes you hate the guy that got to the oat first. That greedy bastard, you say, but you were even greedy too. It's just an ugly world. That's what you mean by doggy dog world. And so you have to love people. That love has to be real, and that love gives back. And that when you love, that love comes back. It's part of the feedback loop of love. It's so beautiful. That's what we need to be working for. And that love provides and creates all life, all wonderful things created by love and stolen by greed. And that's the sad truth. And I have my phone with me because I want to use it for communicating. Think about the things that you are unwilling to discuss today because of your triggers, because of your biases, because you're unwilling to take a chance and to believe that somebody else might know something that would help you, or that they even have the care or interest to help you at all. I do. I want to help you. I want to see you through to better days. I want you to open your mind, and I want you to know that I want and care for you to be the best you can be. I need that. I want you to show up to the human parties. You'll never be there unless you get to that deep place and realize your real worth and value. That it's okay to love yourself. That indeed when you love yourself, it opens up an entire new valley of life. That you can get to wonderful places with that self-love. That's, people ask me all the time, how did you lose your 120 pounds? Of which recently I gained back 10. So we have to be honest about these things and always be willing to step up and do the hard work of life. And that takes getting down to those deep elements. Otherwise, you allow things to go on for too long. You become complacent. You need coping mechanisms to deal with the real world. That's why I say you need to go to the deep elements. It's okay. I'm there waiting for you, and so many other great people are. That's where we do our best work, and that's where we feel most human, and that's where we make the most progress, and that's how we can fix our bodies and souls from within. That's how we can gain the balance we need to thrive in a world that's so confusing. How we can have that clarity. That's how. I'm so excited about sharing that message, because that's what takes people out of depression and gives them hope of brighter days. That getting into the deeper element allows us to get to the places that need to get fixed. When you realize that your triggers stop you from entering into a conversation, you have to ask yourself why, who put those triggers there. It is in your best interest to have conversations that expose truth, that allows you to deal with the real world as it is. So who is it and in what interest? Why is it that you have these blocks, these triggers that make you so angry, makes it unable for you to be able to deal with certain things, and that so many people have the same triggers? Who put them there? Why are they there? Who are they serving? To what ends? Think about that. Allow yourself to go into the deeper element, to ask the deeper questions of yourself even. Ponder that. Spend time and motivate yourself to do it. Spend time in your meditation. Ask yourself, who am I? That's a wonderful question to ask yourself. What am I? Where am I? What is my purpose? Do I have value, anything beyond money? Because we know how money works. It disappears so fast and it leaves you empty. If you don't believe that, go to someone who counted on Enron for their retirement. Go to Bernie Madoff's victims. Go see how the last stock market crisis has caused so many people to commit suicide. Money leaves you so empty. Anybody who has ever spent time investing in their body, for example, they discover something new in their soul, in their wealth of knowledge, they get to keep that. It doesn't just go away with the stock market. That's because it's real, it's tangible. And love, it creates. When you go to the gym and you invest in your body and you gain a stronger body, you can't lose your results overnight. You can. Even $1 billion can disappear overnight. That's how fake it is. Always remember that. The only thing real in this world is love. And when you attack love and you put greed above it, you're hurting yourself. That's why it's important to know the message about greed. That's why. And that's why in all of our stomachs we feel that pit. We also feel that when people overuse these words, and I'm telling you, I use this word a lot, but it's not overused. But some people think sometimes it's overused, and that when we overuse these words and we do it wrong, and we do it to the wrong energies, and we're serving the wrong energies, we're just as bad as the greed itself. You can't masquerade as a different energy and say you're an honest broker of truth. You have to come and approach the truth as it is, as you found it, and in that truth people can find themselves. But if you take an individual, a soul, and you lead them astray, then you know they're lost, and it's you that brought them to that lost place. I would never do that. I count on your love. I need your love. I want to empower you. That is what the devil does. That is what greed does. And that's how you know that when I say it, I have nailed it. That when you feel it in your gut, and you could say to yourself, whether you have money or not, this world is destroying itself. It's eating itself. It's making it impossible to meet great people and to love. And that's a concern. People are putting the most smallest benefit in greed ahead of all love in their life. They're so convinced that that's the way to go in this world. Think about it. They're so convinced. And at the same time, the Western world has never been more under attack than it is now, with people all over the Western world losing their minds, trying to find solace in the current events, trying to find a reason and a purpose to go on, and they find themselves empty and ripped apart from the inside out. And they feel so exposed, even though they're not even in the deep elements. They feel so scared they can't say and talk. They feel so locked in place. They have nightmares about their actual real reality. And that is the life of so many in the Western world right now. Yes, we are headed for dark times unless we do something different. Not everybody's living in the bright, happy world of your happy healer, able to deal with all things. And I'm proud of that. I can go into the deep element. I can go into any element because I love, because I have faith, because I have God, because I have that ironclad veil of protection that love provides. Don't ever forget the love that God provides. It's not our love for God that translates to our greatness. That's just a reaction because of His love for us. Oh, our Creator loves us so much. And it shows. We have to remember that. We have to see that grace. We have to know how wrong we were in our false perfection. People know this is true. And a good speaker will help take somebody a different route to the same truth that they always needed to understand, but had a hard time getting it. They needed to know that there is multiple ways to the same truth so that it made sense backwards and forwards and every which way. When you have the reality of the truth standing before you, you shouldn't all be able to take different routes. That's how the nature of the truth works. It stands still. It doesn't require a one route fits all. That's greed again. So that's how you know how to learn how to read where greed has its lies. The truth is so open. The truth is non-negotiable. The truth is the truth. That is the nature of God's truth. And you add love to it and you are empowered. You win all the time. Nobody can ever belittle your actual real love when they lack that. You have self-love. They lack that too. And they want to belittle and mock your faith. You have that too. They lack that too. And that they put all of their credit and all of their interest and all of their stock in their money. But what they failed to realize when they did that, they made their souls so empty. I see these people, I talk to them, they know my faith is real, and they fall so fast in the face of happy healer, love, truth, and faith. And that, my fellow friends, is the kind of faith I lend to you when I empower you, when I love you. That's why people don't like throwing away Happy Healer love, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I would never throw any love away. The love that you give me, I open it up and I say, bring me more. I want your love, and I love you back. And we're all part of the love feedback loop, and it's real love. Love is a choice. You choose to love, and then that love comes back in plentiful amounts, and it gives, it fills the needs and the desires and the hopes and the happiness. The greed does nothing but take. And that is why, my fellow Americans, we have to have faith. We have to pray. We have to say, God Almighty, I love you back. I feel your love. I feel it coming into me now. Come into me. Come into me. And it comes. That love, it's so filling. It makes me feel as though everyone in humanity is there for me. That this world is there for me. At the epicenter of my world stands me with my God and my love, all shining back on the rest of that world that loves me, because all I ever give out is love. In the great world of energies, that's all you ever want to give out, because that which goes out comes back. Remember that. It's just that it's a collective truth. And it's also an individual truth. Individually, you feel its benefits. Collectively, you feel its hell, because we're not doing so good collectively. When you love, you see how clear the problem is that we need to fix. Therefore, we all explain that well to people so that they can understand it, the seriousness, the gravity of the situation from an honest broker of truth, so that we can get to that hard work and we can get to loving, and that we can get on to fixing all of these issues and so many more. Love provides that. It's the beautiful way of doing things. Allow love to do it. You've tried it all elsewise. You've tried it all elsewise. You have to stock your own value in this one, my friends. You have to make your own value in this one. So go to the deep. Come to the deep with me. No, you're not insane for going into the deep. The deep is where we make changes. The deep is how we allow ourselves to take on the subjects that others are without courage to do. We just have to be an honest broker of truth about it. We just have to be willing to speak that truth openly, honestly, and nothing but the wholehearted truth. Not out to hurt people, but out to benefit folks And we say in this campaign even, we need a great age of redemption. This greed has been so toxic on the human soul that we have all been robbed of any possibility of a happy life, even those who have billions of dollars. What's ultimately absent from their lives is that same human party. It doesn't matter. When you arrive to the top, what you realize is that human party is missing the part where you want the equalization of love, that you want love to come into your life and mean something and be something. That's all that ever mattered in this life. So I don't care you're a billionaire. You're missing out on what ought be in your life, and you know it's true. That's what brings us together in the area of love. That's why it's so important to be deep about our truths, so that we can get to the elements that fix our depressions. Remember that we never get to fix anything that is actually lasting, that takes our souls and takes our bodies and makes us better from the inside out, and shows us the way to do things with a clarity and understanding of a healthy life and balance that comes through love. I'm so proud of my love, and I always will be. And it comes from the deep. It will always be the deep. I can do everything from the deep to the shallow. That's where we all need to be. It makes us more creative. It makes us brave in the moment. And when I have my love, I could be out there and open because I'm not sending out the wrong energies. It's hard to be out there and open when you're sending out the wrong energies. You know ultimately that those energies are coming back to hurt you. Oh, folks, we're getting a great new redemption. Let's get there to the White House. Let's change this country. Let's spread this message of hope. Let's help make people more clear in that hope. Let's help them grow as human beings. Let's all pull together in a great new unity. Let's resolve those great big life-ending catastrophes fast approaching through love, through a new technological revolution, through a $5,000 income for all per family of 4, through taking care of our people health-wise, through giving them an education and starting young that never ends and covering that too, through taking humanity and putting it above capitalism and saying you have true value beyond the measure of a dollar. It goes to the measure of a heart we love, and we sail forward. We know we're doing right when we do right, and we can feel good about that. We sleep well at night. Our country grows better because our morale as a people grow better and higher. We build value in the human soul, and it's translated in our pockets too, because that human value, that people love life, people being happy in life, people becoming super consumers in life, people showing up to that human party and learning how to be human beings, that is the life we all crave. You better believe that's a much more valuable life. We're going to end it on that note. God bless you guys. We'll see you back here real soon. We're doing this thing because we all matter. Take care.